Alrighty, welcome in Play-by-Play Rugby. Big show coming your way tonight. We've got some heartbreakers and 80-point dominations, Super Point women's test matches, the new Kings of Europe have been crowned, and of course our picks and preview for the final round of Super Rugby Pacific. Jordan Hughes with you alongside Jordan Lenac and Tyler Campbell. Hello, gents. Welcome in.
How's it?
Hello, Jordy Lenac. How are you?
I don't know where this started.
I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyway,
It's good being on the inside.
TC, you well?
I am well, Jordy Lenac.
Okay. What I don't know what to do now,
Nah, I'm good. Obviously good to get another win on the weekend.
mate. Big dub.
Sure, we'll touch into that, and then big weekend. I actually stayed off the Bears this weekend, so I'm feeling fresh this week, which is a bit of a change up. So I still woke up Sunday feeling like I was hungover. Don't know why, but it was a good weekend, and yeah, looking forward to this week going in again. Norths.
What did we learn this weekend? Anything? Rugby, socially, life, anything for me, for the people?
No comment.
Nothing? Okay.
We just talked about it, but we're not going to talk about it on the podcast.
Geordie?
What did we learn? Rugby-wise?
Just life, maybe? I don't know.
We'll touch on it.
Oh, I've got one rugby-wise. Jordan Lenac needs to shut the fuck up pre-game.
Really a bit lippy.
Dude, I was just so excited.
No,
And I
not
think-
even that.
Oh, yeah.
This kind of a fucking jinx.
Dude,
Excuse my language.
I don't know what's going on. I think I might have like a second sense or something.
There we go. Break it down. What happened?
So the day I did my hammy, literally before the walk, I was like, I feel like, oh, know what I say? I was like, I had a dream last night that I blew out my knee, like just by like having a
Why do you
laugh.
voice those things? But yeah.
Exactly. And what happened?
Blew out my knee. And the scary thing was in my dream as well, like I have real vivid dreams that I can remember like way like months into the future.
Okay.
In my dream, it happened on the exact same spot on the field that it did in real life. So I was like, okay, it's kind of crazy. And then on the weekend before the game, I was talking to Liam.
It was
And-
me, you, Liam, and Sheriff.
Yeah, it was us four, and I was
Liam,
like,
our halfback.
yeah, Liam Daniela. And I kind of made a joke of it, and I was like, oh, I just feel like I was like, you better not fucking hurt yourself 20 minutes in. And
Which at the time I told him to shut up.
Is that like sabotage, trying to get on the field early? Or?
No, I don't know.
No,
I
you
was
don't.
like,
I did not
Jordy,
want that
shut
at
up.
all.
You've already jinxed us once this year.
yeah, but yeah, it happened again. So
Poor bloke got concussed.
shout out to LD. Big apologies, but he is fine. Just,
Good.
This is where my hostility comes from, that Jordy needs to shut up before the game.
Yeah.
Fair.
He's predicting things. He's
Yeah, I need to
Mystic
stop
Mac.
that. I
He's
need-
prime Conor McGregor at the moment.
You know what I need to start predicting, like premierships and like horses that win and all that, like
And
like
this,
yeah,
yeah.
and useful things.
Can you predict that we're going to win this game by 41 points? And then we go into third.
Okay.
That'd be nice. Let's do that. All right, boy. That was lovely. Good story there. What was your eye-catching moment of the week?
I don't want to say it because it kind of looks bad for rugby, but that Chiefs performance. And you know what? I didn't back myself. You backed them. I kind of said them coming off a bye. Like they're real good at sort of finding details on ways they
Yeah,
can
you
beat
told the
teams.
spiel.
Like, I gave the spiel, but I just thought Moana had something. I even had the bin jinx.
You did. That was good. That was
Everything
real
for
good.
me was saying that Chiefs were going to win by plenty, but I couldn't bring myself to do it after the way Moana played. But that performance from the Chiefs on the weekend, not good for rugby, but I guess it was actually hard to watch till I stopped watching because it was sort of just embarrassing for Moana. But it just shows you how good they can be when they turn it on. And we've seen it a few times this year. When they're humming, they are a well-oiled machine and they can put on points in bunches. So, yeah, that was my eye-catching moment.
My one comes from, we'll talk about this, but the European final. Not specifically the game, but I think there's been a lot of stuff going on, especially over that side of the world, where almost those like characters around footy are kind of becoming a lot bigger. Like Henry Pollock is kind of one that, keeps doing the pulse and like
check.
things like that. And obviously they didn't win, but then all the celebrations post-match,
Bordeaux kind of buried him with it.
Bordeaux were doing the pulse checks and all that. Yeah, it was really funny to see like that kind of off the field antics at that level of footy. And I think I don't think it was a bad thing. I think it was actually kind of funny. Like obviously some people are not happy about it, but I think it's good to see. We've said it before, like good to see some characters
Yeah.
in world rugby sort of displaying personalities, and it can make people sort of relate to how athletes in general kind of are real people as well. So I feel like sometimes people kind of forget that
Yeah.
we like to have fun and we like to take the piss and all that sort of stuff. So
And Pollard's good. Like he's going to risk it to try and be the hero, and then it didn't go his way. He's got to own it. That's just how it works.
yeah, and I don't think he'll take it personally or take it to heart. Like I think that he's a pretty big character. Like obviously
There was a bit of push and shove after, was there? In
yeah,
the
there
full time,
was, but I think that was also just them just giving it to a young fellow who kind of was a bit big for his boots, but I think that's the character he is, and obviously everything leading up to that game, he had a bit of wind behind his sails. So, yeah, I don't think it'll deter him from doing it again.
I like it. He'll be down here soon with the Lions as well. Old Pollard. For me, boys, was the women's game. The GOAT, Portia Woodman-Wycliffe, 34 years old, 7 tries against the United States.
I did see
And
that.
she had to work hard for all 7. And, yeah, mate, she still got it today. Clint.
Yeah, retirement was just not a thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Why have New Zealand look like they've improved so much in 3 games?
It's scary, isn't it?
And they made a few changes. Georgia Miller looked good in the 7 jersey. I thought she was quite impressive. Obviously, can't make judgment yet because it's not a competitive game.
Yeah.
But yeah, they look like they're sort of starting to peak again. And if you remember the last World Cup, they actually got flogged the year before. The GOAT came in, Wayne Smith, and switched them around to win a World Cup at home. So they're progressing in that direction again, and hopefully we can get a back-to-back World Cup.
Well, that Red Roses, Black Ferns clash, hopefully we get, it'll be unbelievable in the World Cup. All right, boys.
I was going to ask Jordy who the Red Roses are.
England.
Well done.
There you go.
What are you talking about?
Come on, man.
I'm just mesmerised by your socks, mate.
They're my business socks. I'm an adult now.
Now?
No.
As of
Yeah.
when?
Since I've started having to do a 9 to 5, and it sucks, which I'm not even getting paid for.
You have a job? I thought you were unemployed.
Yeah, I'm placement. But
Oh,
our
okay.
placement hours are 8:30 to 5, Monday to Friday, 0 pay.
Nice.
So if you want to send up a GoFundMe for the boy,
Hey, we've got to get the sponsorship for the potty first, mate. Jump in line.
Couple of. What's that space, by the way?
You got a stutter.
Yeah, I'm fucking hell. I'm excited. All right. The tipping front, boys. You boys are kind of flying right now. 7 from 8 for both of you. It was just that Moana cover to let you both down.
I know.
I got 5 from 8. Going to be excited with some of the Reds picks and blah, blah.
The Reds have let you down the last 2 weeks.
I should have seen that coming a long time ago.
Yeah, well, I can't say they're going to get smashed and I rock up there and be, part of the team. I don't know. Anyway, the Crusaders 15, the Highlanders 12, the Poor Landers, Tyler, I think a 1 from 6 off the boot. Had a chance to go extra time, couldn't get it done.
I feel for them because I think their last 2 performances against, the Hurricanes, I think they won their last 6 straight or something. Crusaders obviously fighting for a minor premiership. They've been close. They've lost in the 80th minute, obviously the Cam Roigard try, and then they have a chance to send it to Golden Point, or what do they call it? Super time?
Super point?
Super Point, and they miss the kick, and you just got to feel for them. But, it's promising signs because they are a young team.
Yep.
And obviously being in a competitive environment and going against these teams gives them a chance to sort of grow as players and learn from these losses. It's just they now got to find a way to, I guess, moving into next year, there's only 1 game left against the Chiefs, but they got to find a way to learn how to win. Because once you sort of learn how to grind out those moments, learn how to win games, it really helps your team. And I think as a young team, they start getting that together, they could be a force and someone that sort of moves up the table next year.
Just on that, as a captain, and they're coming last, do they just plug the corner and try to score instead of go for the super point? Or
It's one of those ones everyone's going to have a different opinion.
what do you think? You're a skipper? Like, what do they got to lose?
Well, what have they got,
Like, do you want to do a super point? Like, they could have
as a
won.
captain, you look at this, if we go to the corner and don't lose, people say, why didn't you go to Super Point?
Well, it's like,
Whatever decision you make.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd probably, you've got to back your kicker there and reset, go again, I think. Like, that's probably one you would take the penalty.
okay.
With Super Point on the line, if there was no Super Point, I wouldn't want to finish on a draw if I'm at the bottom of the table.
No. Yeah.
I'd say, I'd get a kick to the corner, let's go. Let's try and get a win because a loss isn't doing anything for us. But with Super Point, you're probably thinking, take the 3 and reset, have a quick chat at halfway, and then go again.
Drew Lenac, Severis, top try scorer. Got
Yeah.
it done finally. Pick and drive wasn't the most exciting on a TMO.
He's got a couple of them.
He has. Yeah.
He's good near the line, man.
Remember
Yeah.
Rian last year we were talking about he was going to do it? Couldn't do it.
He did it and got fucking folded.
How good? He's a fucking weapon, eh?
Yeah, no, he's doing really well. Like, obviously I don't know him, Tyler knows him, but I think from everything I've heard and people that I know that know him, like, he seems like a really, really nice guy, and stoked to see someone that has such a good character reference off the field do something really, really special. So yeah,
Is he on one wing for the All Blacks?
He goes close.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that makeup's going to look. There's a lot of competition there, but we'll say he did share my story. So I was
Yeah,
actually hoping that was
what's
going to
the-
make me go viral.
Yeah.
Did not.
What's the connection there?
We played
They're cousins.
years. Waikato together for years.
Mate, can you get on the pod?
If he's over here,
No, even...
we can try and get a FaceTime. I
Zoom
can give him
in.
a call.
Could be good. All right. The Reds went down 27, the Hurricanes 31. You boys both picked it. It was an unreal game of footy, I thought. But the Canes are finding form right time of year.
it could be an eye-catching moment. I've actually slipped over, but Billy Proctor, he's playing his way into that All Black 13 jersey and making it almost impossible not to pick him at 13. Rico obviously hasn't had his best year. Obviously still a quality footballer and someone we can rely on still, I think, in that position. But I think Billy Proctor's got the tools to, I guess, put his hand up and make that a competition going into these French series. I thought he was outstanding. Defensively, great. Line breaks, try assists. I think he scored one too, did he?
I think so. One of the best 13s of comp this year for sure.
Well, since he's come back from it, I think he's only played 5 games. But since he's come back, the Hurricanes haven't lost.
Yeah, clutch.
He's been really good. And obviously a leader too. He's been a captain at a young age. So someone that's really impressing, I think.
Ruben Love, has he found his home at 10, you reckon?
He looks solid.
Yeah.
I think he looks solid. I don't think he'd be at that level. I would say yeah.
Yeah, I think he can do it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think pushing up to that sort of next sector up, he's still probably got a long way to go. But yeah, I think he's growing into it really nicely, and he's looks steady. He's obviously directing well. He's making people around him look good, which is kind of what you want from a 10. Like obviously you want those sort of special moments and special plays, but at the same time you need to be utilising what you've got around you, and he seems to be doing that pretty effectively.
Hurricanes are flying.
I had a question for you. Are there at ground level?
Yep.
How were the collisions from the Hurricanes? Because they looked like they were hitting hard.
The physicality was probably the most, like the few games I've done, it was definitely the highest intensity for sure.
Like Reds are relative, but like some of those collisions.
The wax, yeah.
Like I was watching it going, fuck, the Hurricanes are up. Like they're putting in some big hits. I think they probably get a little bit ill-disciplined at times, but man, they throw their bodies into contact.
Yeah, and I love watching Duplessis Griffey play. Some of those big steals he got, man, he's good to watch, I reckon.
Chihu too on him.
Yeah, he was fired up. Also from an Australian perspective, the Reds boys, they can't put an 80-minute performance together. They're so good, and then they just drop off, and these little sloppy tries. What is it, you think?
I think, personally, they've obviously gone down with a few injuries in a couple of key positions, but I don't know how to say this gently. I don't think they're managing what they've got correctly. Like, it seems to be every other week they're pulling boys up from QPR that...
Nick Bloomfield.
Yeah.
Debut, yeah.
Like, I don't know, it just seems like they don't have... And I think this is probably what... well, speaking from experience, like being over in Europe, that's what the European teams do really well. They have bigger squads, or they have academy setups that are really well founded in all their sort of different provinces and all that sort of stuff. But from here, it just seems like they're just plucking boys out almost sporadically.
Okay.
And it's very easy to say that these boys sort of aren't stepping up to that level, but inversely, like, it's a really, really tough environment to get thrown into with maybe a week or two notice.
Yeah. At
this point of the year when they're playing competition like they are. So, yeah, I don't know what they're doing, whether they need to look forward and actually start developing sort of contingency plans, I guess.
You look at that team on paper, though, on the weekend. Paisami, Liner, Harry Wilson, McWright. The team's good enough to be winning these games on paper, don't you think?
Yeah, but I think going back to Geordie's injuries, there's a lot of continuity that's being lost.
Yeah,
like, I don't think they've had the same starting 15 or starting 23 this year. Well, they might have early on, and that's when they were humming.
Yeah, that's when they went well.
I thought was John Bro? No, who was playing six? Joe Brown.
Man, that try was sick.
I think he's playing outstanding and earned his 6th jersey, but then obviously no Lucan this time around, no Sidudu. Paisami comes back in, Liner comes back in, they've been in and out. Harry Wilson comes back in. Obviously, they're struggling in the front row stocks at the moment. I think originally Trevor King was meant to play. Rumours he had a bit of a I think he passed out or something at training during. I can't. This came from someone at Jeeps. This isn't even from the boys. I haven't asked about that yet, but apparently he struggled there. So it's hard to get your rhythm going, and you always say it, sort of team will beat a team that plays like a team beats a team of superstars, and I think that's what they're falling to at the moment because they just haven't played enough footy together. But I think if they get it right this week, they can sort of make waves in that semi-final.
Non-Gore played 80, didn't he?
79, mate.
Oh, okay.
12 tackles, 0 misses, 30 ruck arrivals, I think
flying.
it was. A horrendous grubber.
I saw that, yeah. I think it was.
I clipped that, don't you worry.
I think it got sprayed a bit after that.
Nongor, no.
On half time.
The commentator, so you just see the guy kicks in the commentator, like, Nongor, no.
Not good.
Don't worry, he got roasted in the group chat for that one.
I can imagine. Before we move on, I want to get your take. Tate McDermott, 2 tries again. He's come pretty good. What's your take from a halfback?
He's good. I think he's probably one of the best attacking 9s in the world, just in terms of threats and versatility. The back end of his season, I think, has been really good. I think he was how had a bit of up and down at the start. Like sorry, in saying that, his downs are never really downs, but I think for the form that we expect Tate to be at and where he has been previously, I think he kind of struggled to get back to where he was. But in true fashion, as a professional footy player who's probably going to be fronting the Wallaby squad. Like,
So you're 9 for the Wallabies?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yep.
There you go. So Red's got some work to do. The Hurricanes, they are humming. I guess not much to say about this one, really. The Chiefs, 85. Moana Pacifica, 7. Leroy Carter, hat-trick. Cortez Ratama got a hat-trick. Just tries.
Yeah, I kind of touched on it in the start of the show. They're just humming.
Yep.
And they're always good after a bye. And I feel sorry for Moana having to deal with it. Like, I think Moana played with a lot of emotion the week before and probably a bit battered. And the Chiefs just, that yellow card early on to the 10. Was it the 10 they got yellowed?
Was it?
Someone got 10 in the bin for Moana, and that kind of just got the Chiefs' momentum rolling. They scored 3 tries in that short bit, and Moana just couldn't catch up.
There you go. And then finally, it was a bit of a grudge match, to be honest. But the Western Force 17, the Waratahs 22, super points. So a couple of points to get through here. Darby Lancaster scores that try to win for the Waratahs. Happy with the try, firstly.
I think it's a try. Just give it.
Okay.
You know what? Like, well, the fact that it went up as a no try, you could argue it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of one of those ones where I don't think you've seen enough separation not to award it.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
right.
as a Force fan, you probably hate it. As someone who openly said on the podcast, I didn't care about this game last week. I thought it was a hell of an effort, and I'd give it.
Yeah, I think he had pressure enough on it still.
Yeah.
You'd not listen to that.
I don't know. It's always hard when they do that. Like those sort of tries when you slow it down frame by frame. Like there's always like unless you've got baseball gloves for hands, like you don't have control over a ball when you're doing that.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It was good. It was an unbelievable
finish.
Unbelievable athletic finish. So you can't doubt that at all. Obviously went their way. So yeah.
All right, next one I want to touch on. Hamish Stewart scored his try. His legs got clipped. Then it was all on. Punches were thrown. Lee Warner definitely threw one, for sure. Where do you stand on the diving the legs like that for try? He's not...
Diving at the legs, it's a freaking leg trip. I'm sorry, that is a
Yeah.
red card offence.
Okay, so you're talking about...
Tell me what two,
No,
is that another one?
I'm talking about Lee Warner when they're throwing punches when Stewart scored. Do you see this?
No.
No,
I thought
I
you were talking
didn't see that. I
about
thought
I was
you
going
were
to
talking
get
about
I was going to get to
Kung
that.
Fu fighting, mate.
So Hamish Stewart sliced through, scored the try. Lee Warner sort of... He's in the end goal. He's about to dive. And he's, the old, I'm just going to dive his body to try and pretend to save the try. He goes straight for his legs. Stewart throws the ball at him, and then they get up and it's all punches thrown.
Yeah.
I just don't get why players do that.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not going for the ball.
Play
Okay, you know what cracks me up? That happens in every female game. Because one thing they have over us is they never give up.
Yeah.
They will chase you till they fall on top of you over
True.
the try line. And it's normally just, well done. Like it is it's like one of those unwritten rules.
Yeah.
It's a bit like basketball. Like you don't shoot when the clock's running out. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of games.
Yeah, yeah.
Same thing in rugby. You don't dive on a guy if it's that obvious he's going to score. And
So Hamish reacted, threw the ball, and there was punches thrown. But then in the end, the referee gave a penalty against the Force because Hamish started it.
Nah, I'm not.
so he didn't award the try.
No, the try got awarded,
Yeah,
but he got a penalty at halfway.
Okay.
I just think it was ridiculous.
Nah, I reckon play. Like I don't. You know what I don't mind a bit of niggle and
Yeah.
a bit of biff.
And then Lee Warner gets up and actually throws a punch, and it got missed completely. He fully knocked out Nick Dolly. Anyway, you guys,
Right,
Yeah, I don't know.
I told you we weren't watching this
Yeah,
game.
Yeah, if from all accounts, what you're saying, I 100% would back Hamish's actions at that.
Yeah,
Like, I
100%.
think that's a dick move. And yeah, because at the end of the day, like, say if one thing goes a little bit different and he actually collects him and all of a sudden Hamo blows out a knee.
Yeah, then
like,
100%.
you know?
Yeah,
So I don't need to do it.
I would
and
never do that. Do we see the whole penalty debacle of Curtly Beale, Alex Hartford?
We just told you we didn't watch this game.
Okay, this is excellent. So basically, Curtly Beale had a shot for the win. He was from 50 odd. He just missed it, and then a few phases later, he got another shot, and then the young fella Alex Hartford from
Oh, no, I did. Yeah,
he
yeah.
said, "No, I'll take it."
Yeah.
Instead of Curtly, and he was 15 metres short. Young Tan sort of backed himself. Where do we stand on this? Because I would have thought Curtly would hit this.
I would have assumed that in every other team, in every other team setup, there's a well-established kicking order, and unless you're getting a specific order from the coach's box, that's the order you stick to.
Yeah,
Especially like if it would be different if Curtly stood up and there was 55 out, and he goes, "Oh, probably don't have the legs. You take it, whatever."
and he's already had a kick too. Remember?
yeah, for a young fella to come up and sort of go, "Nah,
Good balls.
don't worry about it, old man."
Here's reserve 10, like sort of.
You
I don't
know
know.
what?
Like,
If he makes it, we're not sitting here
Yeah.
having this combo.
yeah, but he didn't.
Like, he didn't. But like, yeah.
I don't know.
Nah, good balls on the young fella.
Yeah, he'll
Back
learn from-
yourself,
Yeah,
but at the same time,
If you're gonna back
you
yourself,
got to
Billy
back
Beal.
yourself. You got to cop the criticism on the
Beal
chin.
can bang from 60. I don't know. I just thought
Well, maybe prime Beal.
well, he hit 55, had the length on it. Anyway, and my other one I had here was Tizano scored another try, 13 tries.
yeah, he's still just a freak.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's doing so well.
Leading try score. Two-bow that trip, though.
Maybe Carlo Tizano should be.
How
in
many
the-
weeks
in
do
the
you reckon he's
enhanced
gonna
games.
Should we what?
In those enhanced games? Surely he's got something going on that we don't know about.
That's a
Nah, he got tested
Yeah, twice in a week. or
twice.
something,
Like,
didn't he?
remember when he come back and he'd put on the weight after they
Yeah.
asked him to,
He's-
and they just come random drug
I
test.
also didn't think that was allowed.
What?
as in multiple tests.
Yeah,
Well-
within a time. I thought.
Yeah, maybe they're just. Look, one could have been a well-being from Oz Rugby. One could have been a SADA.
True.
There's two types of tests that go around.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Taniela Tubo. Well, I don't know. Brain fade. What's doing there? Like,
I don't know, but it's fucking funny to watch. I've watched it at least 10 times. I can't stop laughing.
And there's not even a part of it where you can try and justify that he was doing something.
One
that
angle,
wasn't that.
one angle looks not too bad, but the other angle,
the
he's
end on
full
one?
like.
The end on one. Like he's leaning away from him and throws out a kick.
Look, he might not have meant to do it, and it could have been a reaction because he actually.
I think it's just like a desperation thing.
yeah,
like,
committed. But that's got to be. If I'm getting 3 weeks, I'm back to this argument. I'm fucking back, guys.
He's gonna
If
get
I'm getting
3
3 weeks for an accidental shoulder to the head, you're getting 6 for a full karate
For a
kick in
slide
someone's
tackle.
leg.
Well, you get 3 weeks of stomping, mate. So who knows? Anyway, a pretty wild round in the end. So the Waratahs
rage quit.
season's alive. The Force are done and dusted. Anyway, the women's test matches: Canada 45-7 over Australia. New Zealand, we spoke about it, 79-14. Any comments on this? Australia was very poor again, which is disappointing. Canada's second in the world. They're a good
Yeah,
side.
see that I actually didn't know that
They're a good
until
side,
until afterwards, and I
Shout out to brother Dave.
I actually called Zoe Hannah on Saturday night just for a catch up about how uni stuff was going. And I was like, because she was in that setup, don't you fucking both you.
I'm listening.
I didn't
to your
say anything.
story,
You don't
mate.
have to.
Tell me a story.
We were talking,
Okay.
and because she was in that setup, and I had said something about how Australia got flogged by Canada, and that's ridiculous, and blah blah. Yeah, you know what?
I care, Geordie.
I'm listening to.
Ignore him.
Point is, I was surprised that Canada's second in the world.
Very good side, yes.
That's it.
But we played poor, is my point.
Yeah, we played terribly.
Shout out Zoe Honey, just got a name drop.
Yeah, shout out. Catholic at 12, though, I do like. She was good at 12, I thought.
No,
Mate, I didn't watch this.
Come
No,
on,
but-
Tyler.
No.
Fuck's sake.
no, I disagree.
You don't like it?
I don't think she like.
Not a 12.
Obviously,
where
Charlotte's great
15
footballer.
winger.
15 wing.
At
But
the-
Wing, really?
If she's coming in,
Second
furthest she's coming in is 13.
Second playmaker to help out?
No.
yeah, to me, 12 is a second playmaker. Yes,
Hmm.
but your first priority is to get game line.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and you've also got to be a dominant defender. She's a great tackler.
She was, she did a couple
But
of chops. Going.
Obviously not when
Yeah,
they're
but-
45-7. Like, I just think you need someone who's going to get you front
Also,
football.
you just kind of made your point. He said you need a dominant defender at 12, and you said a couple great chops. You don't
Yeah.
want your 12 chopping.
Your 12's meant to be killing people.
Yeah, true. And playing 7, that's all she's done for
Yeah.
10 years. Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah,
12's got to have a bit of weight.
It's just from I think we need the extra playmaker, though.
you still got that pad on? Or is that-
Yeah.
That's stiff.
Yeah, no, I just, yeah. I
I'm
think,
running a short ball back at the 9 this week.
I think she needs to be out the back or further out where she's going to get space and she's going to have time to try and figure out what's going on.
There we go. Finally, on the women's game, I think Georgia Miller can be the future 15's best player in the world one day.
Yeah, no,
What do you
she'll
think with
just
this?
Stick to 7s.
You don't like it, 15? She fucking
No,
good,
I
man.
love her in 15s.
I think she's
But
unreal.
I think there's more market for her in 7. If it was me, like, she'll obviously do both.
Yeah.
And she'll probably be someone that might win a World Rugby Player of the Year in both.
Yeah.
But I think her career is going to be a 7s player that crosses over to 15, much like Portia. Because I just think there's more to 7s in terms of marketability and stuff like
Well,
that
on
at
that,
the moment.
Sevens
At
is,
the moment.
might not even exist.
Well,
Where's it
in the
going?
men's, the women's, I think the 7s are still stronger
Yeah.
than.
Yeah.
We look at Ireland. They got rid of their men's but keep their women's.
There we go. That was
But
interesting.
look at the deals Maddie's getting at the moment.
Yeah, she's everywhere.
Yeah.
Killing it.
I won't actually drop. There's a few more to come.
Really?
I just spoke to her the other day.
It's big collapse.
She's getting a lot more than the women's 15s in Australia is
Yeah,
getting.
of course. Friend of the pod, Mads. All right, let's go to the Champions Cup, boys. Bordeaux 28-20 over Northampton. Jalabert at 10 was unreal. Peno carved up. Obviously, Pete Samu, Adam Coleman in that side as well for Bordeaux.
Can't get around Jalibert.
You don't like him?
Nah, not after his fucking
Yeah.
comments
But he
last
played
year.
fucking good too.
Did you see what he did last year? Well, he didn't get the starting role for you because
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
so I'm
starting.
not playing for France.
I'm not playing
starting.
if I'm
Yeah.
not starting.
Flawed.
Like,
Flawed.
no, I don't care if you're the best.
Yeah.
Like, you get a chance to represent your nation, mate. If I got a chance to put an All Black jersey on, I don't care if it's fucking Waterboy.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that. It was pretty poor. Did you see much of this game, Shorty? Highlights? Did you see
The
much of
European
this?
game?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at that. Yeah, I did. I thought it was a really good game. I think Northampton were kind of rocked a little bit. Like they were a bit shell shocked. Obviously, I think they've had probably majority of the hype. I think, and yeah, they just kind of got caught off guard a little bit. And I think the footy that both teams were playing was exceptional. Like it was exactly where you'd expect that sort of game to be.
Unreal.
Freak athletes all around the park. But yeah, I think it was just, I don't know. Yeah, I can't really say much more than just the fact, like, I think that is the pinnacle of our sort of
Did you see the
professional
celebrations too?
club. Yeah, dude.
Man, the crowds and just unreal.
Yeah, the street festival back home when the boys got back, it was just insane. It was like
Speaking of celebrations, did you see the Liverpool one this morning?
With the guy running his
Bro,
car.
with the car.
Yeah,
No.
that wasn't great. No one died though, I don't think. Which is,
what did he
No, he was in the middle of it, like in his car, and then just goes, fuck this, foot down, and took out like 60 people.
Gone.
no.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I don't.
What?
We don't.
No.
Bro, but like the thing was, he stopped, and then everyone ran back into like
Was it in
smash his
Liverpool?
car. Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
ran back into smash his car, and it
checks
just went
out.
again.
That checks out.
I don't know
Wild.
what was happening. It was so wild. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
but
no,
that's
you're
the
right.
first thing that came to mind.
But yeah, no, that's I haven't seen that, but I can imagine what the footage of that is probably similar to what.
the
Scenes are
crowds
crazy.
Unreal.
Yeah, Bordeaux looking the goods. The thing about this, though, they're on the piss for 5 days. They've got to play on Sunday in top 14 now. It's got to back up.
I don't think they'll care.
It's nuts.
Yeah, I'm staying on the piss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the Club World Cup, boys. It's been announced they've locked in for 2028 and 2032. 16 teams in Europe, top 8 from the Champions Cup, top 6 teams in Super Rugby, and a couple extras probably from Japan. You love this?
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think we maybe.
Do you think 6 is too many?
Yeah,
Super?
I do.
I think if I were to do it away, I would probably take maybe the top 3 performing teams, and then also maybe find like the next 3 in terms of like marketability
Brands.
and like big brand names.
Actually, no. 6, I understand. Because 8 and 8, 16, which means 4 pools of 4.
But do you reckon
Which is a
16
proper
teams
format.
is too many?
Nah, because it's the World Cup. Like, it's
Like, you
going to
gotta
be.
have more,
You
yeah.
got to have, like, you can't. The more games, the more money.
Yeah, that's why.
How
More teams
are they going to do it logistically? Like, do we know? Like, is it
It's a
one
World
game
Cup.
every?
Like, it's going to be in one place.
Yeah, in June.
16
Window.
teams.
Yeah, right. Okay.
In Europe.
World Cup.
Yeah, I
Bang,
like
bang,
it.
bang,
Bang.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's too many teams.
Do you think the 4-year window is kind of long? Do you reckon it could be like every 2 years?
No, yes, I do think that would be interesting because you think some teams only have a 1-2 year window to be the best.
Yeah. It's a long time.
You look at the Blues. They won last year. Probably would have been close to being the best team in the world, and then they've been poor this year. Crusaders are a different breed. Obviously, they did 7 years straight. But a lot of teams only have a small window to actually have a crack.
And finally, the debate might be settled. South versus North. Your Chiefs versus Leinster. You know, who wins? What do you think?
I think. Do we know? Are both of those World Cups in Europe?
The first 2 will be, yeah, as a starting point.
Okay, so that would then be my next comparison. Like, because obviously it's going to be really hard for Southern Hemisphere teams to go to Europe and play there. But I think the inverse would be just as hard. So I think you'd get very different results if they were coming down here.
Interesting thing is it's not really a level playing field. And the reason I say that is obviously there's a lot more money being thrown around in those other clubs.
Some of those French teams.
Whereas
yeah.
internationally, you play for your nation. Like, the money is not really an issue. Some teams are paid more, but you want to strive to be in the best. You look at some of these French, even some of these English teams. We lose a lot of guys out of Super Rugby because the contracts over there are so much more and you can set yourself up. So technically speaking, they should obviously be stronger, but it'll be interesting to see how that correlates. So South Africa's obviously going to have a couple of teams too,
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, URC.
URC.
Yep.
I think they'll be the teams that will surprise them. They've obviously struggled, but I think in a World Cup setting where they're not travelling as much, could be the teams to beat.
Look
and I think
out.
a lot of those, it's going to be interesting to see loyalty. Because if you're
Yeah.
someone like that, the Reds, for example, and you're like a Fraser McWright, Harry Wilson, you're very loyal to the Reds because that was your team growing up. Are you more inclined to stay in a World Cup year, or in a Club World Cup year, to play for your team that you grew up because you want to win with the Reds?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could increase a bit of loyalty.
It's good for contracts too. Keep people around. I like it. It's going to be great. I'd definitely love to go see that live. Signing news, James Slipper's going to go around again next year, boys. Free sign another year. And then, of course, Josh Fluke as well, which is good to see.
Is that just Brumbies or Wallabies as well?
I think it's going to be a dual thing.
Because I heard it, like the Lions test was going to be his last.
True, actually. It might be just Brumbies. Good question.
Yeah.
Good point. Josh Fluke, I'm glad he's sticking around. I feel like he
Yeah.
has so much more potential to reach.
Yeah.
I think he's actually in line to be back this weekend.
Yeah, is that the male? Okay.
We've heard a bit of a rumour that he's actually good to go.
Hamstring, eh? Well, I think it was. There was a lower leg something.
I don't actually know what the injury. I didn't see. I actually saw Fluky about a month ago. I didn't ask.
But yeah, it's good to see. So I'm glad Slip's still going strong.
Yeah, if he still thinks he's got
Still
it in
playing
him.
good footy.
Yeah.
Too.
It's unbelievable, eh?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
If he needs some practice games, we always take him down to Bond if he's wanted.
Surely when he hangs it up, can't play a couple of us.
Yeah, I think he goes and plays 8s for thirds though. You go play number 8 or something for thirds.
Yeah.
You're really going to try and scrum again after the career that man's had. He's like what? Be going close to 20 years.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. There you go. That's our news and notes for tonight's show. Let's go to round 16, the final round of...
Sorry, I did have one news.
Hit me. What do you got?
That Kyron, the winger from Moana,
Tamil Falau?
potentially signing with the Chiefs.
I saw this today. Now, let's have the debate. Is this defeats the whole
Fucking
purpose of
horrible.
Moana?
I'm a Chiefs fan, okay? Hear me out. Massive Chiefs fan. Think it's a great signing for us. But putting my rugby hat on and being real, he probably doesn't get a guaranteed start there, depending who leaves. Obviously, Leroy's playing good footy. Omoni Narawa. Sean Stevenson's there. Like, is he the starting winger for us next year if all three of those are there?
Yeah.
Second thing is, Moana's, this isn't someone who's been playing NPC, got picked up by Moana, like Levi Moore, and then gone back to a Super Rugby or Tavatavanawa. This is someone who was picked up through Tongan Sevens, trained with Moana. They developed him just to lose him now to a New Zealand province and have given him the potential to play for the All Blacks. Like, I think it does defeat what Moana was originally made to do, to give players a chance to play for their island, represent their island, then move on to strengthen their international side. So I think it's a terrible thing if he has signed
Yeah.
in terms of the rugby, but obviously as a Chiefs fan, I think it's a great signing for us.
Well, he
because
just wants
he's
to
a-
win championships. Is that his point of view?
He's a heck of a talent.
He can still get picked for the All Blacks playing for Moana, though, can't he? Is it what's the rules
No,
there?
I don't think he can, unless he's signed to an NPC team.
Right. So maybe
Which I
that's
don't think he is.
So maybe that's a bit of it's an All Blacks thing.
Yeah,
That's really you could change that. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
Interesting. The thing is though, mate, Leroy Carter's flying. Like, would you really want to replace him?
no, but like doing this Kyron, he offers something different to most wingers. Like, he's a little bit like, he's just a freak athlete.
Yeah.
But Leroy's obviously a different type of athlete. Like, that man's dangerous 5 out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Very,
like
they're
his
literally
style.
polar opposites, those two. I like it, mate. Good insight.
Sorry, I just thought that was an interesting point that will cause a bit of debate between people because obviously people can have different
Yeah.
opinions on that.
People don't get fired up about that one for sure. All right, speaking of the Chiefs, they play the Highlanders on Friday night. $1.18 the Chiefs, $4.50 the Landers. 12.5 is the number. The Landers are trying to avoid the spoon here, boys.
Where are they?
At home, under the roof. Ken, the Highlanders been closed 2 weeks in a row. Is this the week?
Nah, Chiefs. I think the Chiefs go on full strength.
Yeah.
Reason for that is they had the bye last. Well, they had obviously Moana on the weekend, but they had the bye before that. So I don't think they need to really freshen up people. It's about obviously getting some continuity going into finals. I think Landers still keep it close. They don't want the spoon. Still a bit of feeling in this game. And also the Chiefs need to win to secure that one spot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Chiefs to win, Highlanders to cover.
Geordie Lenac.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be looking to build to go into the finals regardless of where they finish. So what was the line? 12.5? Nah, I think the Chiefs are gonna
Roll them.
Yeah, have a blowout again.
Okay. There we go. So the last 2 weeks in a row, I've bet against the Landers to cover, and they've kept it close 2 weeks in a row. So I'm going to go, they do it again. Keep it close. Chiefs win, Highlanders cover for me. Let's go to Canberra now and what should be the game of the round. The Brumbies $1.97, the Crusaders $1.80, the Lions just a point and a half. Boys, it's going to be an absolute cracker in Canberra. It'll be cold. How do we see it playing out, boys? Brumbies a chance here, you think, Tyler?
Yeah, if they can drag them into the washing machine and keep them in there.
Yeah, you never know.
I'm just looking at this. Did you say it was? Canberra.
Canberra, yeah. And
Who's favourite, did you say?
Crusaders
And the line?
is half a point.
Fuck, it doesn't really matter, does it?
No, it does not.
I'm gonna go Brumbies.
So am I. I thought the Crusaders were fucking poor last week.
Yeah.
Obviously, a massive game with massive implications, and I think they'll be watching that game before them
Yeah.
very heavily. It'll be hard. They'll be warming up, but also trying to see if they've got a chance to.
So Landers win, Brumbies win, Brumbies finish top. Is that the math on that?
Yes. Unless the Chiefs get two, but no, they can't get 2 bonus points. Yes, they can. The Chiefs get 2 bonus points. They're still in.
Right, there you go. I'm gonna jump in. I reckon the Brumbies do a job here. I'm back. Getting Satyrs. They have a good
Yeah, I'm
record.
going to go the Brumbies. Fuck the Satyrs.
Yep. All right. Joy, you agree?
Yeah. I said Brumbies first.
Up the Brumbies. Lock and load the boys. Okay, let's go to the Blues at $1.06. The Waratahs 7.50. The Lions 19.5.
Oh, 19 is up.
Wow.
The Waratahs win. They're in the finals, I think. The Blues.
Moana need to lose.
Okay. But yeah, they haven't. New South Wales as a club, they've won one game in Auckland in 97 years.
Really?
There's a fact for you.
I was thinking Blues like 15 plus, but 19 makes it so tough.
2:30 kickoff in the afternoon. Does that help anyone at all? It's not dark.
Fuck, it's New Zealand, mate.
That will
It's
help.
winter, there's
It
no
will
sun.
help. No, but it
I reckon
will
it helps
help
the Blues. Yeah, dry track. I know the sunlight.
Plus,
Carving
that
up.
means
I
that's,
don't know though.
if-
The
what is-
Blues'
if it's-
backs have been awful
But if it's a
this year.
2:30 kickoff in New Zealand, that means it's a 11:30 a.m. kickoff in our time. If it's here, that's
Wait.
No,
early
it's,
stuff.
I think it's 2:30 there. It's 5:30 in Auckland. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
2:35 kickoff our time. So it's 5:30 in Auckland.
My bad.
Good chat. Boys, we do this every year. The Waratahs, false hope. I reckon they're gonna get spanked
Yeah.
because there's nowhere.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get
Yeah.
Like
20 is so much though.
Yeah, I'll back it. You know what? Put me down.
for the Blues to spank them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
What do you think?
Yeah.
TC.
I'm gonna go Blues to win by 17.
Nice.
I think they're just gonna go under that line.
I have no faith in the Waratahs.
Hang on, let me see the thing. Nah, Blues just need to win. Oh, they need a bonus point though if Moana win. Fuck.
I'm
I'm gonna go Blues, Tars to cover. Tars are just good at fucking being annoying.
I'm gonna go Blues double. Because I have
Come
no-
on, my Waratahs.
Yeah.
You're back in last week. They
So
can,
Ali'i's back.
is he? I don't think so.
No idea. Fuck no.
I think his jaw's fucked.
Jaw, bro. I thought you just got knocked the fuck out.
He had to get surgery on his jaw.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There you go. All right, let's go to now the Hurricanes, $1.25. Moana Pacifica, $3.70. The Lions, 11.5. Important game for both of these sides. Moana trying to create some history here.
Hurricanes will come in full strength.
Surely Moana respond here, boys.
Yeah, I reckon
Sure.
they'll be. They're a very prideful team. I
Prideful.
think.
Proud?
Prideful.
Very proud
I
team.
think both fly.
I don't know, dude. It's
Don't. It does
9:30 on a
that.
Tuesday night. On a Tuesday night, I don't care.
Oh, come on, man.
Can you hit me with the stats again? Sorry.
I haven't got any for this game.
Oh.
I'm statless.
Oh.
Sorry.
So what was?
So why are we betting the line?
Who was the favour? Who's favourites?
The Canes, $1.25. 11.5 is your number. $3.70. Moana, if you like an extra juice.
I'm going double Canes.
Double Canes from TC. You don't reckon Moana will look to respond a little bit?
Didn't Moana beat Canes earlier in the year?
yeah,
They
I read
did.
that- oh,
They did.
Yeah, I think Canes need to win this to guarantee them a home.
yeah.
And I think the Canes have just been fucking excellent this back end of the Super Rugby.
They have.
They'll
I'll
match
double
the
Canes.
physicality, and I think they just got a bit more. I think Moana will come out firing. I just don't think you bounce back from 85 points like that.
Yeah.
That's degrading.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
It's embarrassing. But that's the reason why they do. I'm going to go Hurricanes win, Moana cover. Come on, boy. Show something. Fix the
I
bin.
did this last week.
Fix the bin. Let's go. New bin.
Put you in the fucking
Yeah,
bin.
new bin doesn't mean anything. man.
Ready to roll. Okay, let's go to the final game. Suncorp Stadium, $1.12. The Queensland Reds. The Fiji and Drua, $5.50. The Lions, 15.5.
Oh,
Drua have won a game away.
Carver's out early. Reds to win, Reds to cover.
It's all over.
yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you.
yeah. There's nothing there.
I think the Reds need a big one.
They do.
Yeah.
And I think they will be upset they let last one get away. And I think they'll obviously want to win to make sure that they can try and.
Need a bit of confidence going into the
I take
finals.
this wrong. Canes can't get a home semi,
No, they can't. The best finish is fourth, isn't it? They can
Yeah.
do.
but they'd rather play, I think, the Brumbies than the Crusaders or Chiefs.
You know, it could be a Brumbies Reds semi final in Canberra,
Yep.
potentially. That's looking likely. Is that right?
But I think the Reds will want to win this because they don't want to fall to sixth
No,
and verse the Chiefs because that's 3 years in a row they would have lost. to
that'd be
Hamilton.
yuck. There we go. All agree. Reds too good here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lovely. All right, boys. There's Super Rugby in the books. Finals footy next week. That's exciting.
It's coming around quick.
Time flies. All right, let's go around the grounds. QPR boys, we spoke about it briefly. 31-24, big win over the Gallopers. You came back from 17-7 out of half time. Jordy Lenac returned from injury. Tyler, big shift from you as usual. How was it?
Yeah, very interesting first half. We definitely went at our best. Probably wasn't one of our better performances on the year in general, to be fair. But we kind of got things done when we needed to, and I think that's been a big change. We probably didn't do that earlier in the year and lost a few games because we just couldn't come away with points when we needed. But on the weekend, when we needed to sort of, I guess, get dirty, get into it, we did what we needed to do, and it was good to... Sorry. It was a good second half performance that sort of ticked us over and helped us come away with the 5 points.
Welcome back. How'd you feel?
Thanks. Yeah, good. Leg feels good. Lungs felt fine.
I thought you played well. I was impressed.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Ban the sternum law.
Yeah, you got what?
You get done, yeah.
Three times?
Bro, come on, man.
One of them, yes. I was like, okay, no, that's fair. I got it wrong. Two of them, I was like, are you f***ing kidding me?
Yeah, right.
It just seems like you can't put a decent tackle on anymore.
Do you know what I'm loving on the wing at the moment? Old Paddy Barlow. He's tough,
Safe.
mate. Tough carries.
Safe,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just rating it. It's just good.
Can't stand the guy, but he's good value on
footy.
the wing.
He
Yeah,
just
right.
gets about his stuff, man.
I just like it.
Yeah, he's just funny. Adds quality. He's always looking.
Anal
Looking out for
straight
people.
away.
Straight away.
Good.
See, that's why you're not a club man. You just don't get...
I'm
things
retired,
that-
mate. Fuck. I've been around a long time than you.
Can
Thank you.
retire from the media.
I'm working on it. If I can bully me out of it.
We're just trying to cancel the show. That's why.
No, you're stuck with the good. All right, around the grounds. West 45-19 over the Eagles. 38-36, East survived. Did you guys see this? Pills
Yes.
from the sideline to win it?
Yeah, he's,
Yes.
Clutch.
Poor Sunnybank, man.
Oh, no, I felt sorry for them.
They're a team that I frickin's going to upset someone soon, and I frickin' hope it ain't us. Because they just got the potential to win games, and you saw it on the weekend. It would have been a massive upset, like
Yeah.
bottom beating the top. But it's an interesting comp.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought we'd be sitting in fourth with
3 wins.
3 wins, 4 losses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
50
it's
split.
We're
outrageous.
still operating in the negatives.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hopefully we can get a dub this week and be even. But obviously a big challenger with Norths coming down, quality team. Another team that's probably let a few slip away.
Yeah. Final game of round 8 was Brothers. They bounced back 31-20. UQ pushed them. Half-time they were leading, and then Brothers showed their class in the end.
Just a championship team, brothers.
Yeah. He's good. But, yeah, Brothers is just, as you
Phenomenal.
said, yeah, you can't.
It's like UQ. They're on 12 points with 3 wins. We're on 20 with 3 wins. Like, that's 8 points. Like, that's 2 wins between us. But you wouldn't think that.
No.
Like, we're both on 3 wins. That's just how crazy the comp's been
This
this
is
year.
good. Good to see. On that, Bond v North at home this weekend. Massive game. Looking to go 3 on the trot for the boys. How are we looking?
Yeah, obviously the confidence is up. Back-to-back wins for the... Shit, I don't even know when the last time we did that was. I don't even know if we did that much last year. But,
The minor premiership you would have.
yeah, it's obviously good to get a couple of wins in a row, but I think big thing for us is not getting complacent and sticking to what's working. I think on the weekend we kind of went away from it because we got a little bit ahead of ourselves, but just going back to basics, making sure we're doing what we need to do and, you know, I guess respecting Norths as they come down. I've said a lot about how much they've improved over the last couple of years and how competitive they've got because for a long time they were sort of written off, like no one really backed them as a team that was ever a threat, but you can't say that anymore. They're just a good football side. They're big. They've got some good young backs that have come through. Obviously got, what's the ex-Stars fella on the wing?
Tekeli Nairavora.
Who's obviously a massive threat, like someone that brings a bit of X factor to them. So looking forward to the challenge and good to be back at home. Like I don't feel like we've been at home much this year.
True. What are you doing this week? You going to start this weekend or what are you doing here?
Yeah.
He's actually on the wing.
Oh, true. There you go.
Paddy Barlow starting at 9 and I'm starting
It's
at
tough
9.
carries, yeah. True Lenac.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I
Just
don't
a
know.
carry, mate.
Yeah.
You can't put Tough and Geordie in the same sentence.
Ooh,
Your words on
tough
what?
stickers.
Tough stickers. Funny of them, son.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to get a start, but we'll see what coach has got in store.
You'll love this. I'm on the call, boys.
Yes.
So I'm hoping, what I want to try and do, Geordie.
Oh, here we go.
No, I haven't had a chance to commentate you, so I want to try and commentate you doing some cool shit that I can have for our intro.
Actually,
Add
clip
some
of me
highlights
doing
of you
something.
with my voice. That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
So that's what I'm aiming for this week, and if you do play.
So I just got to do something.
Something cool.
This prick's going to dummy and go every run.
And then, yeah, Tyler loves it. I literally pump his tires
You know
every
what we
time I
should
call.
do?
Yeah.
We should link up.
Just
We'll
get a
run.
new commentator.
Huh?
No.
We'll link up and do something like we did last year. I think it's your clip where I pass you the ball off that play.
Yep.
That I'm not going to say the name of.
Oh, the Benji.
Yeah.
Tough line.
Yeah, and it's
fuck,
your
just tell them
voice
to
on
play.
his clip, but it's half my clip, but I'm not
But I
in
want
the
to say
clip
Lenac.
somehow.
I want to say it.
Yeah, okay. Well, every time I do something, just make sure you
I'm going to be
emphasize
really
my name.
fired up. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to call you, mate. I'm really excited.
I'm really excited.
Cool,
to
mate.
be
Good mate,
disappointed.
Tyler, my friend.
Do you find it really annoying? This is more of a personal question. You live, 600 metres from Bond University as the crow flies?
It's very
and
annoying.
And you've got to drive to Brisbane to call a game.
That's here.
That's right here.
And
Yes.
it gets better. There's a freaking commentator's box
And we have a box at Bond.
at Bond.
Yeah, it's annoying, but it's just logistics, and it's I agree, it's annoying.
I was just thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Just
thought about
don't
it a few
be
times, but I
biased
find
this
it really
week.
funny.
I'm not biased, ever biased. I'm a very impartial professional commentator. As
Any
you know.
Norse people watching, I apologise in advance because he's going to pump your tyres and tell Bond they suck.
Yeah, well, fucking, you don't really give much ammo not to.
Got to stutter again.
No, mate, I'm just fucking butthurt again. Fucking hell, on my own show. Shit. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the calling you, Geordie.
Thanks, mate.
And the big. Anyway, it's all right, I love you. I love you, mate.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm sorry, George. I just love winding you up.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Well, I'll try and do something. I'll do, I don't know.
No, I believe you.
Doesn't have to be rugby related. I'll just do something.
Just be you.
And Lenac with the box kick.
I'll just do something
You know,
special.
Lenac, yellow card again.
Yeah.
we talk
And
about,
he's
you know how you
knocked
get
out.
excited for the other teams, but like not when me and Rian were
That's
doing
so
something last year.
incorrect.
Just get
Check the,
excited as for one of
check the
Jordy's box
receipts.
kicks.
Check the receipts. I get fired up.
We got receipts. We got the whole chat through the me and Rian.
Always fired up for you, mate. Let's go around the grounds. East GPS. Who wins this? I hate you,
I
bud.
think East. I think last week was a bit of a shock, but enough of a shock for them to come in and want to really up the performance after what happened last week.
Yeah, same thing. I think Jeeps were good. Like, don't get me like they definitely have good patches, but East's still going through that phase where they're sort of on the top of that table and they want to dominate everybody. Like they don't have the same mindset as brothers who are obviously dominant, but can sometimes just kind of cruise through it and know they're going to get the stuff done. East is still out for blood with every game they play. So
All right, we'll fly through these ones. UQ Bank,
UQ.
South Brothers. South need a win
Souths.
desperately. You reckon? Upset at home, do it at home
Banking
too.
Souths.
Okay,
brothers.
lovely.
Shout out Cohen because he always says I don't back him. Actually, on this, shout out to Cohen. Got to play
Yeah.
for the Bulls on the weekend.
I was going to mention that.
Obviously the Navarre Cup in remembrance of his brother that I was lucky enough to grow up with. But he was, I guess it was pretty poetic that he got the
Dude, how
charge
cool is
down
that?
try
Yeah.
to sort of seal the game and couldn't have done it on a better bloke other than, charging down Conor McEldowney. There's not many better things in this planet. But yeah, it obviously gets the dive, the tongue out, and crowd went crazy. So it's awesome to see something like that happen down at, just a local park. So hoping I can get down there and play in a Navarre Cup in the next couple of years with them.
It was very cool that Cohen obviously didn't play QBR and came back, played for his family. It's very special.
And to play half, but went on and I think played 60 minutes.
Well, that's just him as a person, and he can't.
Man of the match, obviously, and something you'd expect from a sort of player of his quality.
On that too, I played South Coast with Navarre back in the day, and man, we got along really well. He was,
Yes. I was trying to think.
Oh,
I thought you were saying it was Cohen. I was going, aren't you like
no,
40?
oh fuck, mate, you just
Navarre.
yeah.
Yeah, he would have played 18s.
Oh, 18.
18 South Coast,
okay.
yeah, and just legend of a bloke. Good footballer too, bloody good footballer.
Yeah, he
Great,
was a
great
great
feet
football
for a
player.
big man in
Yeah,
the front row.
man, the
Really
man
nice
can move.
bloke, good footy player.
There we go. So good stuff in community rugby as well, boys. The enhanced games. Have you heard much about this?
Big fan.
Plenty of chat around this. Plenty
Big,
to
big
divide
fan.
and debate. What do we think?
No, I love it. They are advertising it and they're promoting everything that they're doing. Obviously, it's going to put people offside because it's not pure and it's drugs and blah, blah, blah. But the whole purpose of this game is to see how far we can push the human body with these enhancements and see what is the actual physical limits of performance. And that's exactly what they're doing. And I'm so excited. Swimming, I don't really care about because it's such a technical sport anyway. So I feel like using PEDs might not help all that much. Like, obviously, they're going to get a little bit faster. But I'm like, for the
track.
events like track and the powerlifting, oh my God, I'm so keen to see some absolute monsters do some crazy things.
I actually teach a unit on this.
Okay,
Like at school, and obviously there's arguments to both sides, and that's kind of where we go with the assessment, like a persuasive text on which way you support. But look, I think it's a awesome thing, like Geordie said, to see and see how far we can push. And you could sit here and argue, like in terms of enhancement, that people have those enhancements as it is already. Like you look at swimsuits, running tracks, spikes, equipment, sports science, like how we train now compared to what we did back then. Like those are all ways we've enhanced ourselves as athletes. Obviously, they're natural ways.
Yeah.
So to have a different sort of pathway, and I guess the big concern with the enhanced games is the health of these athletes.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
Someone's gonna die.
someone's having a freaking heart attack at some point. There's obviously going to be drawbacks around the health concerns because obviously sport, those laws are in place for one, integrity, and two, for making sure the welfare in sports. But I'm just looking forward to seeing how people go. And you look at the swimmer that I put in the chat last night.
James Magnuson
Magnuson.
is
If we can get a
absolutely
side by
jacked.
side
Looks like a
behind me,
cloud.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
like that man's put
It
on
looks
20
ridiculous.
kilos.
though.
That one in the video, in the photo, I can't remember if it was the same one, but he's in his racing suit,
His
and
suit.
the suit like tracks at the bottom of his lats,
Oh.
and they're just like.
Is that going to make him
overhanging.
faster though? Like he's so
well,
big.
He's only gone 0.2 of a second faster than his PB, I think, at the moment.
Right. Because it's
Something like that I
It's in
heard.
Las Vegas 2026. So it's
Yeah.
not like a year or so.
Do you like with swimming? It reminds me of when they had those suits.
Yeah.
Remember the world record got broken and then they banned the
Yeah.
The
swimsuits
super
and no
suit,
one's
yeah.
got close to it since.
Yeah.
Very true.
So
But in saying that, on the athlete safety, from everything I've sort of read into and had a look at, like they're doing very regular health checkups with a wide variety of medical teams, like including almost probably weekly blood tests. They're tracking all their levels in their body. They're tracking any of the sort of cardio markers that are going to indicate heart failure, heart attack. So they're staying very on top of it and they're being as safe as they can be. But yeah, there's going to come
There's
a
always
point.
risks,
There's
yeah.
going to be a tipping point where someone's going to be jacked up, and the amount of stress they're putting through their body, something might go bang. But until then,
Because Magson's come out and said like he's doing it the most healthy way possible you can with full
yeah,
structure and
he
whatnot,
reckons he
but-
put on 5 kilos in a week and a half.
that is fuck.
Yeah, after doing his first massive round of tests.
Any thoughts on you? Like, I'm not saying I would, but there's like that little like, fuck, how good would it be to go on a cycle and put on a bit of muscle? Like you kind of see the difference, and you're going, I could get ripped here. Then I won't be told I got a fucking orbit anymore.
Okay, so we like it. Obviously, the Olympics people in the ASADA people, they hate
Oh,
this.
yeah, I hate it,
I like it, but what I don't like is if people are going to start claiming that's like the true world record.
Does this sort of
If someone-
take the glamour off the Olympics? That's what I'm worried about.
No, I
like
don't
if someone
think so.
beats Bolt's record,
No,
what's the world record?
bolts.
Yeah, because
'Cause
he's cheating.
I just think like,
Yeah.
yeah, but you think about it like all sports. I think there might be a time where the enhanced games does take over the Olympics.
Well, that's obviously the concern.
Look
but
at most sports, like car racing. Cars are now faster. Of course, they're breaking records. All right, equipment's now better in most sports. Of course, they're doing things. There's more science behind biomechanics and I guess all that different center of gravity, blah blah blah, all that stuff, aerodynamics that are making athletes better anyway. At what point are we just going to go? You know what? If we can take a drug that puts a little bit more muscle on or gives us a little bit more endurance, what's going to be the difference? Like I think some people will start to side more and more with the enhanced games, which I think is going to be the only issue with it, because it's going to be more entertaining. If someone's breaking a world record and getting faster, and we see the first guy run a sub 900, like that's going to be more entertaining than what we've seen. Because do you see anyone beating Usain Bolt's record in the next 10 years, 20 years?
well, from what I've seen so far, there's a bit of a gap. Yeah,
I think Gout might be the one that we're
maybe that'd be nice.
fixating over,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? There's no
Yeah,
excitement really in the games because we kind of pushed the body to its limits. When are we going to
Yeah.
push that barrier? And this could be the
Maybe.
avenue that gets people when are going to start veering that way because it's more exciting to watch.
obviously there's side effects to everything. I'm sure there are some issues the back end about these bodies, but
Yeah, but
hey, I'll watch. I'm keen
Would
for
you
it.
risk it all for a gold medal at the Olympics though?
I don't think I'd do this.
I think a lot of athletes would.
Yeah.
Like you think of the amount of athletes in rugby that will push through concussion with the risk of CTE.
What are you saying? A lot of athletes would do the enhanced thing.
Yeah.
You're saying?
yeah,
I think if it became the mainstream way because of
Mm.
the entertainment,
Yeah. Okay.
people would do it.
Well-
Like that's what I'm saying. How many people push through injuries
Yeah.
and risk? You know, how many people can't lift their shoulders and have to get knee replacements?
And remember the paycheck, $1 million if you break a
Yeah.
record.
yeah.
That's
Who is backing it? Do we know?
Some billionaire.
yeah.
Is it like a private?
That's a good question. Yeah, probably. Yeah, private company, $1 billion.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Final thing I got for me: just Origin prediction. State of Origin tomorrow, game 1. Give me some thoughts before you wrap up.
Breaks my heart to say it, but I think New South Wales are going to get it comfortable.
You reckon?
tomorrow night, yeah.
Where's the game at?
Suncorp.
Yeah.
I'm going to hear a lot of we don't lose at the Corp,
Yeah.
but
On paper, the Blues are better.
I think the Blues
Yeah,
are better
but-
on paper. But I don't think it's their best team.
It's not the best team. I don't reckon Crichton's going to play. All the chats that he's injured.
Did you see?
Did his quad or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Did you see Tyrone May on the flip with Fletch and Hines?
Oh, mate.
today?
Yeah.
He does not do himself justice.
No,
does
he just doesn't help himself at all.
The bag man.
Yeah, that was a good chat with Fletch.
What do you keep in your bag? Skittles?
That was funny. Yeah,
I'm
like
sitting there going, bro, you like this you're
like
just not
public
helping.
image,
Yeah.
PR nightmare,
Sitting
mate.
there with
Yeah,
the
It's
what
like,
are you
bro,
doing?
like,
bum
it's not
bag.
hard to put on like
You fucking
a button-up shirt.
Yeah, when you got his Chanel fucking
as
shit.
Hindy says it, and he kind of goes, "Oh, so you're the bag man."
Yeah.
Smiles, and I'm going, "Fuck that." Yeah, sorry. I just thought that was something I needed to talk about. But
Yeah.
no, I think Queensland get game one.
Yeah, I
But
think they do too.
New South Wales win the yeah, New South Wales.
Second game's in Perth.
I reckon
That
whoever
fixing.
wins the first game will win the series.
Okay. Well, I reckon Queensland win tomorrow. That's my thoughts.
I think Queensland 1-12, but then I think New South Wales blow them out in the second game.
Yeah. And then the final game's in Sydney, which could be another Blues
Yeah.
dub.
Yeah.
Control what I think.
Sweet,
I
maybe.
don't know. Like we always
Ooh, hope not. That'd be sad.
every year we talk about we don't lose at the court, and it's always hard to sort of.
Well, last year was the first time you lost to the court, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I know, but
They've won the last
even,
5 or
even
6.
after that game, everyone's like, we don't lose at the court. So, I don't know. It'd be interesting. Like I would love the Queensland to win, and I'm obviously a Queenslander like through and through. But I just from the teams I've seen, given I don't actually watch a whole lot of rugby league, so I probably don't know who's in form and who's not. But on paper, what's wrong? What's the matter?
You said enough. Just quickly.
Yapping, mate.
Oh, Robert Toya? Nudgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, obviously a union
Talked about
guy at
this last
heart.
week.
What happened there? How did we lose him?
What'd you say? You spoke to him last week.
No, we talked about this last week.
No.
Like, what? Do you know the story behind that?
No, I think he might have been contracted early.
As usual, yeah.
Yeah, like I think there was obviously a pathway, and unfortunately, what was he going to do? Come sit in the red system, probably behind Flukie and Hunter and Dre this year,
Yeah.
or go and have a chance to play like while still at school. He was with the Roosters, I may add.
I think it was with someone. I think it was Broncos first.
Broncos,
then
yeah.
Roosters.
Well, he was still at school.
Yeah.
No, when I say like he was 1 day a week at school, the rest of the time down.
Getting
training,
paid something to
getting
do that.
paid to
Yeah.
do that. Like it's pretty hard to keep those players, and 17 teams, soon to be 18
That's it.
professional teams versus 4.
Yeah. Well, is it 19 teams with Perth and PNG?
It's PNG, well, 18 in Aussie, then the PNG
Yeah.
side.
Hectic. Yeah. Anyway,
Difference, there's levels to these things, man.
levels. You're right. There's levels to this podcast as well. It's this one was something
Yeah.
else.
It's like an onion.
Yeah, well said. Thanks for joining. If you're still with us, I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Good luck this weekend, boys.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, thanks, mate. I don't actually hate
I
you
won't
guys.
see you there because you.
I'll
won't
be
there.
I'll be in the morning.
Oh, so you're not coming to watch?
I won't be there in the morning.
I'll be there watching, speaking.
I'll see you after the game.
Sounds good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for today. This is the end of the podcast.
See ya.